In lesson 3.2, we're going to continue with connecting fractions and divisions in the second part of this lesson. Yesterday was lesson 3.1, part 1. You will need your whiteboard marker, your math journal. So here we go. I would like you to take this extended fact and write out the fact family. So think about all the facts that are related to this using multiplication. So you need one more multiplication and 2 division problems. So would you go ahead and write out the fact family? Remember to pause the video when you need time on your whiteboard to solve. So for this one, 4 times 2 is 8 with 2 zeros behind it. So then I would also say that 20 times 40 equals 800. Doesn't matter which number you multiply first, you still get the same product or the same answer. Then I can take 800 divided by 20 to get 40, and 800 divided by 40 gives me 20. All right, let's look at some writing division models for fair share stories. We always want things to be fair, right? You don't want your sister or brother to get a bigger piece of the cake or a bigger scoop of ice cream than you get. So Julia came home from school to find that her mom had made 3 sandwiches. She had 3 friends with her. The 4 of them decided to share the 3 sandwiches equally. How much did each friend get? Would you go ahead and draw 3 sandwiches? Now, I don't know how your mom or you or your dad cuts your sandwiches, but let's imagine they're cut diagonally. I love sandwiches cut diagonally. My toasts too. Those are all equal pieces. So friend number 1 and friend 2, 3, 4, would you go ahead and number the rest of those sandwiches? You're going to tell me how much each friend gets. So I'm going to number the second sandwich, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you should have already done the same. How much does each person get? So Julia's going to get 1, 2, 3 out of how many equal slices is each sandwich cut into? Into 4. 3/4 in all. All right, go ahead and erase. Let's take a look at the next one. Angel's family is having lasagna for dinner. Yum. There are 2 small pans of lasagna and 5 people in her family. If each person gets an equal portion, how much lasagna will each person get? Well, there's 2 small pans, so let's go ahead and draw those pans. Pan 1 and pan 2. Let's go ahead and divide those up equally. So if we take pan 1 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal sections, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those pans are in 5 equal segments. Let's go ahead and number mom, dad, sister, brother, baby. Or we can name them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mom, dad, sister, brother, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they each get an equal portion, how much lasagna will they get? Let's just count up moms. Mom gets 2. And how many equal sections are each pan divided into? Fifths. So 2/5 of the pan. All right, Coach Dean brought 3 cartons of orange juice to split among the 8 students on the basketball team. If Coach Dean pours the same amount for each student, what portion of a carton of orange juice will each student get? Let's go ahead and take and draw those 3 cartons on our whiteboard. 1, 2, 3. And we have 8 students, so we need to divide it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. equal parts. Go ahead and do this with me on your whiteboard. 3, 7 lines actually gives me 8 equal parts. So now we're going to number. We have 8 students. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Each student will get 1 equal part of each carton. So when we ask student number 1, how much? 1, 2, 3 equal parts. And each carton is in how many equal parts? 8. So 3/8 of a carton. All right, go ahead and clear off your whiteboard and open up your journal to page 75. Page 75. More practice with fair shares. Solve each number story. You can use fraction circle pieces or drawings to help. Again, you can split your screen if you like, or just draw the picture on your math journal page. Write a number model to show how you solved each problem. So number 1, Davida brought 6 granola bars for herself and the 7 other girls in her camp group for a snack. If they share them equally, what fraction of a granola bar will each girl get? Remember, there are 6 granola bars, but there's 7 plus herself, so there are 8 girls. Be careful with that one. So let's go ahead and take the 6 granola bars. And we're going to divide them each into 8 equal parts. All right, so we could number each of the girls is going to get 1 equal part of the granola bar. Whoops, I drew too many there. And I could number them all, but I know that each girl is going to get 1 section. So 1 section of that granola bar, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So each girl will get 6 out of how many equal sections is each granola bar cut into? 8ths, 6/8 of a granola bar. So what we did is we took 6 granola bars and we divided it among 8 students or 8 friends, and we got 6/8. So when we take a number 6 and divide it by a larger number, we get an answer that is less than 1. Number 2, Lucas is making 12 jumbo muffins to sell at his class bake sale. He has 2 bowls full of batter. What fraction of a bowl of batter should Lucas put in each muffin cup? I'm going to take my denominator of 12 and know that I have to divide it into 12 equal parts. That's what my denominator tells me. If I take my first bowl, I'm going to put 1/12 in the first muffin tin, another 12th in the second one. I'm going to do that 12 times. Then I'm going to take my second bowl and I'm going to pour 1/12 of it into the first muffin tin, another 1/12 in the second one, third one, until I get 1/12 in each of those. So if I add those together, I get 2 12ths. 2 12ths of the bowl. Each bowl took 1/12, 1 out of 12 muffins, and I had 2 bowls full. So the number model is 2 bowls divided by 12 jumbo muffins gives me 2 12ths. Are you noticing a pattern at all here? Look at this for a second. 6 divided by 8 gives me 6/8. 2 bowls divided by 12 muffins gives me 2 12s. Do you see a pattern happening here? Let's see if it happens with the next one. Miss Cox is combining bottles of hand sanitizer. She has 11 small bottles of sanitizer she wants to divide equally among 3 large containers. How many small bottles should she empty into each large container? 11 small bottles divided equally among 3. What do you remember? I draw a picture. I have 11 bottles, right? So I'm going to place 1 bottle, 2 bottles, 3 bottles, 4 bottles, 5 bottles, 6 bottles, 7 bottles, 8 bottles, 9 bottles. I have 2 bottles left that I'm putting into the larger ones. So I'm going to divide these into thirds. So this one will go there, that one will go there, that one will go there. This will go there, that will go there, that will go there. So I have 3 small bottles in each larger one. And then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3 and 2 thirds. Another way to say that is 11 thirds. Look at what happened when I took 11 and divided by 3. 11 thirds is the same thing as saying how many 3s are there in 11. That's where I get 3 and 2 thirds from. Write a division number story with an answer of 12/8. So remember, our top number tells us how many things we have to share. So let's say Mrs. Hart, you can put your name there. Oops, sorry. Brought, let's say 12 apples. So our numerator is how many items we're going to divide. She shared them with 7 of her friends. How many apples, including Mrs. Hart, how many apples will each person get? Okay, so 7 friends plus Mrs. Hart. So I'm going to take 12 apples and divide it by 8. So what's my answer? This becomes the numerator. This becomes the denominator. So on this one, you need to remember that when you're dividing, the dividend is the same as the numerator. So if I go 12 divided by 8, this becomes the numerator, the top of the fraction. The divisor, the number you're dividing by, becomes the denominator. So this is 12/8. Another way to say 12/8 is how many 8s are there in 12? Well, there's 1 with a remainder of 4, so 1 and 4/8. All right, let's do one problem on page, it's our math boxes, on page 76. We're just going to do one. It says find the area of a tabletop that is 3.5 feet by 2 feet. So what is the area? Remember, area is length times width. So I could count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, and then this one and this one equals what? How much more? Well, remember, a third and a third would be 2 thirds. 6 and 2 thirds. Another way we can do is just multiply length times width. But remember, you are multiplying twice. 2 times 3, which is 6. and then multiplying 2 times 1/3. Take the whole number times the numerator. 2 times 1 is 2. And then the denominator does not change. 6 2/3.